Honey, this thing over here looks like she's just gone through it this last weekend. My God. Hey, girl. Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. How are you doing? My name is SimplyVelca, and I'm going to be doing your weekly general reading this week. Now, I also do your weekly love reading between you and your soulmate, which I'll leave a link to over there if you would like to check it out at some point. But when it comes to any of my readings, Saggy, rely on your intuition, because put it in perspective, just a man reading some tarot cards to you, right? You know your situation better than I ever possibly could, so take the cards that resonate and leave what doesn't, because I promise you, I'm not going to be offended by it, right? Now, if you find some cards that resonate with you, be sure to give me a like and subscribe, because it does help out my channel a lot, and I always am super appreciative when you take the time to do that for me, Saggy. And then finally, if you do find some cards that give you an aha moment, as I like to say, let me know in the comments below. That's how I keep up with y'all and what's going on in y'all's lives, is by letting me know how the cards resonate with you personally, right? I always find it so interesting. So let's just get into your reading now, Saggy. I have your starting cards, and I'll be pulling clarifiers as I see necessary. So let's start with the general energy of things, Saggy. We have the Hierophant in the reverse for you, and the Ten of Pentacles. So, I'm gonna hold up the Hierophant upright just so you can see the card. But Saggy, this is letting me, you know, the Hierophant is the representation of like higher knowledge, commitment of some sort. So when you have this in the reverse, this is letting me know maybe there's like some type of rejection happening, some type of denial of learning a lesson, some type of denial, maybe perhaps in closing off something or completing a cycle of some sort, because it is paired with the Ten of Pentacles. Tens I always associate with the completions of a cycle. Now when it's paired with the Pentacles, it's usually in regards to some type of stability in your life. Now, so what this would mean, let's use examples. This would mean like you didn't want to let go of a certain individual, perhaps, you know, you didn't want to let go of your old job to go to something new for a better pay just because you were comfortable in your old job. Or, you know, it's just in that avenue of where you chose to, it's showing to me you chose to stay in your comfort zone rather than going out and challenging yourself in some type of way, or like going out for a further commitment. So let's get into the spread now. We have for your first row, we have the Eight of Cups. So you walking away from something. This is more so, again, like, I feel it's giving me such an emphasis right now, Saggy, where it's like, it's almost like you made the choice to not assert your independence in some way. It's like you put yourself second in some type of aspect, where it's just like, if you're going to go with a job analogy, maybe for some of you guys, you chose not to move on from your current job or your current situation with something because you didn't want to hurt the other person or person's feelings, right? Maybe it doesn't even have to do with your own comfort zone or something like that, because I do see you wanting this. I do have a sense, Saggy, of where you're wanting to have your independence, because you have this Eight of Wands coming in as the clarifier for your Eight of Cups. So it is letting me know of an individual that's like, you're getting like this urge, or like something in you is like wanting to like break free, or something to like really push you, right? To challenge yourself in some type of a way. But because it's linked to walking away from something that isn't inherently bad, right? You know, let's say like you needed to go to like a different school or something like that, or maybe you want to your interest started changing from your current friend circle, and you want to do something more that's like more independent, but you feel like you can't do that because it's like your friends kind of want the same thing, right? Maybe your friend, both you guys want to, let's just say both you guys want to be an artist, right? And your friend wants to just like work with you and like, you know, go to the same communities and what have you, but you kind of want to break free. You kind of want to like start your own thing and not be associated with this person. You kind of want to see what it's like to be alone a little bit, but it's hard to like justify that decision, right? Because you don't want to hurt feelings. It's hard to be like, hey, I just kind of want to be by myself. I want to like figure my own self out for a while. It's hard to explain that sometimes, right? Without hurting that person's feelings. So it's interesting in this way of where it's like, you're watching this, but because you don't want to hurt people's feelings or inconvenience or get out of your own comfort zone, right? Because even being confrontational with the people you care about or being blunt with the people that you care about is a level of having to get out of your comfort zone to set your own boundaries. We have for your second row, starting row, the Four of Pentacles. So I always call this the sitting duck card. I feel like this is one of those things, like if you reject this cycle, I don't know if this is too late for some of you Saggies, but it's almost as if like if you choose not to walk away from whatever this Eight of Cups is to go into your own independence, asserting your own independence, asserting your own creativity and not having it influenced by other parties, it feels like you're going to be sitting here again waiting for that moment to find, like waiting for that right moment, that right opportunity to invest in something again, right? It's kind of like waiting for those stocks to rise again. It's just like you see the stocks rising for Bitcoin right now and you're just like, oh, maybe I should, like, you're just like, maybe I should put my money into Bitcoin, take my stocks out of everything else and put it into Bitcoin. But I don't want to, like, you don't want to make that commitment, right? You're unsure of that commitment. So you end up missing a really good opportunity and you end up being that sitting waiting duck again, right? And I feel like this has been a pattern for you, Saggy, for a long time now. The world in reverse. Yeah, this has been something that has been a constant issue in your life, coming in many forms, I feel like, for you, Saggy, where it's like you're so close to the edge or at the precipice of really breaking free and asserting your own independence and really just, it sounds so cheesy, but it's almost like unlocking your own potential or just kind of like discovering yourself a little bit more, right? You know, I see this world card as someone that will like go to like a different country and just, you know, explore, be immersed in a whole different culture and just figure out like what inspires you, right? When it's in the reverse, I just feel like you're not experiencing the world. You're staying in one neighborhood that you've lived in since your childhood, right? You're just being this sitting duck, waiting for another opportunity to present itself of putting stock into it and going out and breaking free from your comfort zone. But, you know, I guess I don't need to harp on that too much longer, do I, Saggy? So let's get into your third row. We have the Seven of Wands. So this is confirming to me again, like where you don't want to upset people, you don't. It feels almost as if like because you're like their leadership or like the leader of like your circle, your group, like whatever, people are looking to you, Saggy, for you to set the example or really are inspired by you or motivated by you. And if they don't have you, maybe they wouldn't be as motivated or successful in some type of way. So if you were to separate yourself from them, even if they were to like take it well of you being like, hey, I want to go on my own, maybe there's a part of you that would feel bad because you feel as if that they would struggle, like you don't want them to struggle. But that's the thing, Saggy. Some people, like everyone has to struggle at some point. And if you choose to coddle your connections and make them not have to suffer, then all you're doing is almost like a disservice to them as well as yourself, because it's like the people that you coddle, they're not going to be able to grow. And if they're not coddling you back, then you're just growing and outgrowing them. And then like 6 months down the road where you have done all this growth because you've coddled them so much, they haven't kept up with you. And then at this point now you realize like, oh wait, we're not, like we've outgrown each other. And on some level, it's your fault for not challenging them more because you didn't want to be the one to potentially hurt their feelings a little bit, right? You know? We have the Strength card in the reverse. Come on now. Saggy, this is something, this is a cycle that's going to constantly repeat itself until you, I mean, truly, I mean, I guess it's until you learn from it, but it's crazy to me because it's like, I keep on getting like the sense of like someone just like charging forward, doing so well, and then coming to a brick wall and just crashing into it. And like that brick wall has like had dents from you crashing into it throughout the years. Like I feel like this has been like a long-term pattern for you, Saggy. And I don't know what this is encompassing. I know I've been using the example of a person, right, for this, Saggy, but this could easily come in terms of for like a career thing, right, where it's like continuing doing the same thing rather than breaking free right? In whatever way to do something else, moving on from something to do something else, right? This is in regards to like a relationship easily, right? Hanging on to the old, it's really just an energy. This overall reading is an energy of clinging on to the past in some type of way or something that's comfortable to you and using that as the excuse to not go out and challenging yourself and really going into those uncharted territories for yourself because you're so concerned about some type of outside energy, right? Whether this outside energy is things that you know or just like the unknown, like that moon energy, right? Death card and rebirth card. Yeah, this is one of those things, Saggy, is one of those things. It's going to be this cycle that's going to constantly repeat itself until, you know, I almost kind of take this as like a karmic, I know, again, it sounds so cheesy, but it does feel like one of those like karmic situations of where it's just like, you're not going to be able to escape this. And maybe you've tried to escape this throughout different lifetimes, but I do kind of feel like, if we're going to get a little bit spiritual here, Sachi, I do kind of feel like whatever this is that you're dealing with, this is something that goes back. And it makes sense as to why it feels like there's so much history behind this cycle that I've been sensing that you haven't wanted to pull out from. And I guess it's hard for me to really give too much advice on this just because it is going to be still different for each Saggy that receives this reading. But I do highly suggest for you this week, Saggy, to challenge yourself this week, challenge your mindset, see where it is that you could improve on and be honest with yourself, right? Don't try to save your own feelings because by even coddling yourself, you're stopping yourself from growing, right? The strength card needs to be in the upright for you. All right, Saji, hopefully this reading was of resonance to you in some type of way. If it was, be sure to give me a like and subscribe and share my channel with a friend if you think they would be interested in my videos. Until next time, I love you so much, Saji. Bye.